What is up, y'all boys? It's your boy Jungle. Y'all boys already know we back again with another recap. Let's get right into it. And if you guys are new to the channel, please comment down below where you're coming from, maybe what you're struggling with, what you need help with. Like the video, and let's get right into that recap. So, y'all boys know how I start my day. Always looking at how kind of overnight, what it did, right? What Asia did, pretty much what overnight session did. Were we bullish? Were we bearish? Were we kind of mixed? Were we flat? What did we do? And literally going into today, we were just ripping. Like all overnight session, we just ripped. Well, literally full on bullish structure was just holding. So obviously knowing this, I'm like, okay, cool. Mind you, at the same time, because I'm trading ES, right? ES came back to its overnight, as you guys see here. After all that moving up, grinding slower up during Asia or during overnight, we actually came back to its we came back to overnight. ES at least gave me that pullback already. So I'm like, okay, I'm not even waiting for a pullback on ES. Once I get my long opportunity, I'm taking my long. Now, as you guys see my notes right here, NQ hadn't pulled back to its overnight all session. It's been grinding straight up, same thing to ES. It's been going straight up with bullish structure. But ES gave me the pullback and NQ hadn't or did not, right? So let me kind of explain to you guys my thought process while I'm in this trade. Knowing that NQ is very mixed and knowing that NQ tends to pull us down. Like my best trades come when we're correlated, right? When ES, NQ, and even YM, but especially ES and NQ are very like correlated and are, no divergence between them and moving very similar. When you have that divergence, that's when the trade can get a little bit more tricky. So this is my thought process. You guys know every day we wait for that 15-minute range to set. First 15 minutes of market being open. We wait for that to set. Then we wait for one of the ranges or one of the side of the ranges to be broken. Okay, cool. You guys with me so far? Okay. So we set that range. We break opening range low. This is basically like inducing the sellers. Like, oh yeah, we're going lower now. No, bearishness. This is literally the open right here. Bearishness open. Oh yeah, we're going lower now to chase that breakout. Cool. Let them think that. Let them get trapped now. Induce the sellers here. Kind of like start that breakout. We come back to a New York VWAP. You see how we kind of just chopped around it? Come back to New York VWAP. We closed above it. And now this is a trade I'm okay with losing. We closed above New York VWAP. I'm in this trade with 4 micros, as you guys can see with my notes right here. I'm in this trade with 4 micros. My sizing, right? I think I was risking like, I don't even remember how much I was risking, but it was definitely above 200s. But like my sizing, I was in 4 micros, right? Okay. I was in this trade for about like 20 minutes. And we're just doing this. Mind you, I've been in worse looking trades. I've been in trades where I get in and we're literally like down here trading like this. I've been in much worse trades. But months, a couple months, couple weeks of me being like in this model that I've learned. Shout out to ASFX, that boy Austin Silver. Like learning this model more and more, you kind of know, not that you kind of know, but just from like experience, you should see what price might do. In the sense of like, I know NQ is mixed. I know that it wants to come back to its overnight. So what might price do is ES might follow NQ, right? NQ might pull ES down. Even if the day or the trend is overall bullish. So having this in mind, first answer for micros, I'm like, okay. I see that NQ, once I get in, I'm like, okay. I see that NQ is still pushing lower till its overnight VWAP. So I'm like, okay. Y'all know me. I'm not going break even. I'm not exiting the trade. I'm not, bro, no. I'm in my trade at either TP or SL. What I do is if this trade does come lower and wants to stop me out, knowing that NQ is doing what it's doing, I don't need to let this go for a full L. What I do is I was in 4. What did I do? I cut 2. So now I'm in half the risk. And my stop loss is still at the same spot. My TP is still at the same spot. I'm not going break even. I'm not putting my stop loss low, higher, whatever in this case. No, I just cut my risk. And now we just let the trade play out. And as we can see here, we closed. What did the trade do? We played out. Nice pop into these orders right here in the book map. Opening range high. Now, if I took this trade and NQ was also like, let's say I came into the open and NQ had already pulled back to its overnight and it's showing like the same like movement as ES right now, where it's like showing this setup, I have to stay in with my full sizing. Yeah, I will have to stay in because nothing would be telling me like, oh, get out of this trade or cut risk. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is telling me that. So I would have to stay in fully with my sizing. But knowing how these last couple of months, last couple of weeks, when NQ is pinching and ES is looking good, more times than not, NQ would most likely drag us lower or make us like just not have a clean trade. But that doesn't mean that this trade is invalid and I get to go break even and hope that it goes my way. No. I don't hope. My trade is invalidated once we make a new low of day in this situation. My trade isn't invalidated when if I put my stop loss right here and then I gotta get stopped out and then it played like no. That makes no sense. That is not following the system. That is not following the plan. My trade is invalidated once we make a new low of day in this scenario. So y'all can see I didn't cut my risk because of emotion or because, I'm scared of, no, like I just said, I'm not scared to lose this trade. When I take my trade, I am okay with taking the L. Now, I won't say I'm not a human being. Obviously, when you take the L, when you see prices chopping around, you're like, dang, like this is gonna come down hard or whatnot, right? You obviously get a little bit more emotional. But even when those emotions come to my mind, which they obviously do, just like anybody and any trader, we're human beings. God created us with emotion, but He also gave us self-control. I get those emotions, but I don't act upon them. This is how I differentiate myself from many people and many traders. They have emotions and they act upon those emotions and they let those emotions take control of them. No, I have control over my emotions. I have self-discipline. When those emotions come into my mind, I don't let them overtake me and I don't act upon them. I overpower them in Jesus' name. Now, am I human? Will I fail? Of course. But don't judge me on my wins. Judge me on how I get back up. You feel me? So let's continue grinding. Let's continue working. That was my recap for today, y'all boys. I'm gonna catch y'all boys tomorrow for the next recap, and I want to continue making more quality recaps for y'all boys. And I want to, just grow and have a community to grow and show other people, help them get closer to Christ, and also help them how to trade and gain financial freedom in Jesus' name, right? Because the Lord wants us to prosper in Jesus' name. So thank y'all boys for listening. I'm gonna catch y'all boys tomorrow. Peace.